Good day to all our listeners. I thank everyone out there for being there for us, supporting us on this program, hooking up to each time we are here. I can't thank you enough for your time and money. Uh, on this, on today's edition of our all-important uh, program, program, Family Foundation. I want to recall that the last time we were on the program, we discussed towards the topic, towards uh, the marriage. I was able to break it down to about 4 segments, but as at the last time I was around, we discussed the second aspect of it. For the purpose of those who were not around, uh, this topic towards the marriage began with the first segment, which I called pre-courtship. Pre-courtship is broken down into two. Uh, the first being elementary, or which other, in other words, we can call preliminary stage. That has about 8 things that I discussed there. Then it took us to, I, in the course of discussing those 8 items, which I called the element of pre-courtship, the same as elemental of pre-courtship in marriage. I expatiated on all the 8. Then the next that was discussed was another part, the second part of this all-important uh, uh, broad topic towards the marriage. That one is the subheading that I called still under towards the marriage, but still under pre-courtship, but it is known as making the right choice of spouse. In that one, I I mentioned rather 12 things which I called uh, looking for inherent qualities. Looking for inherent qualities. There, as at the last time we were here, I was able to after listing the 12, I explained 4. On the 4, in no particular order, depending on how I remember it. I started by saying, number 1 is knowing the Lord. Number 2 is what I called, I said, absolute affection. From absolute affection, I explained good family background. From good family background, I also explained absolute meekness. So, for today's uh, series, we are going to have the remaining 8, which I will be explaining now. Still not in a particular order. Good potentialities, splendid nativity, high tolerance level, word refraining, non-extravagance, absolute, sorry, same religious belief, and unprecedented integrity. Before I will explain this 8, I want to still remind us that the 4 that I explained were knowing the Lord, uh, absolute affection, good family background, and absolute meekness. So, absolute commitment. Yes, in absolute commitment, a man and a woman that wants to get married ensure that they look for, they ensure that the, the choice of man or woman that they would desire as their uh, life partner has to be the one that would be gentle. Yes, we are not saying that somebody should be stupid. He shouldn't be somebody that that just talk anyhow or that behaves anyhow. He must be down to the earth, and he must be somebody that when we look at him or her, we can see in him or her that he is somebody who has listening ears. He or she must have listening ears and must be able to talk less, because out of many words spoken, there are mistakes. When few words are spoken, it is quite very difficult to find mistakes in it. So that where I'm going is, we must not be somebody that will be proud, must be easygoing, and then that gentleness, or shall I say gentility, will be transparently seen in that man or woman, in that girl or boy who are about plotting to have a marital life. So from this first one, I'll go to the next one. I have explained uh, absolute. I have explained absolute meekness. Now I begin with be talking about absolute commitment. Absolute commitment. Absolute commitment from onset. We are a man or woman that is to be married to each other. The one out of them does not really, from onset, think that there's anything at stake over the, the proposed marriage. Then the man or the woman should be sensing that such will not be a good partner. So what I'm saying is that it's just like in business, that one must make profit. So it is the same thing, where all hands must be on deck. Even if it is at the initial stage, one must be following the man or the woman, trying to know how committed he or she is to the ongoing relationship. So where is just like a playboy or a playgirl who never have any plan, concrete plan about the whole new relationship. It shows that that man or woman cannot be the best of choice that could be referred to as a better half. So that explains absolute commitment. So good potentialities. Yes, here I it should be noted that he who wants to get married, he or she who wants to get married, must have as one of the inherent quality in the man or woman he wants to marry. He must have gone to schools, he must be well educated, he or she uh, has to be one that has to be a reference point who people can run to, that will be able to solve problems. He mustn't be a loafer or an entity. He must not just be anybody. He must be able to have good command of spoken words. English word or wording must be said in correct way. I'm not talking about speaking Queen's English. He should not be one that will speak and will mother words, make mistakes. He or she must be able to speak simple and correct language that is generally acceptable internationally. So he or she must also have some morals and decency. So that explains this point number. I think let me not be right mentioning points now. I have just explained good potentialities. He or she must be somebody who's endowed uh, with talents, gifts, and the skill, which will be able to keep the marriage, the home going. It must be somebody who is vast, who is very adaptable, who can on his or her own do things with little or no supervision. So splendid nativity. Yes, splendid nativity. Yes, the man or woman that wants to get married has what to look for in the man or the woman is he or she is to get married to is that he ensures that the native from which he or she is to be married to is not the outside type. It's not the one known to be in practice of uh, things that are half sought. They are not going to be, he or she is not going to be married from a native that is known for cannibalism, that is known for terrorism, that is known for kidnapping and all vices. Where that has been noticed, it is better to call it a day and look outward. Ethnicity, nativity, they are all important things that keeps marriage going, that forms the basis why a man would choose or a woman would choose a partner from. Volatile one should be done with. So that explains splendid nativity. High tolerance level. Yes, uh, the temperament of the man that or a woman who one is going to be taking for one's future partner must be docile. It cannot be the one that at the slightest provocation, he or she flares up and start dismantling things in the house, start destroying appliances and any object at sight. When such a person sees it, he can use it because of being annoyed over little or no issue. So when that is noticed in the man or the woman that one is proposing to have as a future partner, it's a bad signal, and one disengages from such a relationship. So the inherent trait to be looked for is that the man or woman must be docile. He must have, how will I put it, he or she must be somebody that we can predict. He must be, want to look for a good word to use. He must be somebody you can predict and whose emotion is stable emotion. So that explains high tolerance level. Word restraining, word refraining. What that means is that, oh yes, the scripture says we are in the world, but we are not of the world. Where I'm going here is that anybody who wants to get married to either a man or a woman has to be, particularly if one has seen him or her to be a celebrity, and these are set of people who are in the public glare, who wants to be seen at all times, who want fame, who want popularity, and as a result of this, they can go to any extent to spend money for pride and all that. Where this is the case, uh, so that because it's going to end up in lavish spending, where almost every week there must be one social function or the other. If they don't celebrate birthday, they would be uh, they will be doing burial ceremony of somebody who had died scores of years ago. They keep on repeating the same 21-year old birthday, and such a way of lavish spending where bankruptcy will be the end of the day after going abhorrent. So in this, it's a clear picture that such a man or woman is not somebody to settle down with. Even if they met money in the house where their parents are rich, with unsensible spending and recklessness financially, there is no how such can be a good spouse. So that explains word refraining. I want to let us know in that I said word refraining. I want to mention here that we are not saying that a man or a woman that is refraining from the world should see himself or herself as to live a secluded life, should live in isolation, to see other people as sinners and then scorn them. We are not talking in this respect. Minimal, uh, how will I put it? Minimal socialization that would not affect the family finances in the present and in the near future. So let's discuss non-extravagance. This is leaning on this last explanation. Word refraining. Yes, extravagance is to spend money lavishly without any wisdom. Now, celebrities too are fond of doing this, when just to get to the public glare so that they can be seen. When this type of thing is noticed in a would-be husband or wife, then it is a red card, and it certainly shows that it's a no-go area. So non-extravagance, yes, spend within their available resources. Prudence is the watchdog, and they live within their means. So absolute same religious belief. Yes, I am about rounding up. Same religious belief. Yes, Uh, for the purpose of, how will I put it? Just like uh, same religious belief, yes, to avoid doctrinal issues, we cannot say uh, one a man or a woman from either Christianity religion or Islamic religion cannot be married to each other. But for doctrinal issues, it makes, if one is marrying from the same religion, then that means there will be little or no uh, issue on doctrine. Uh, the same religious belief, the same denomination. So it is a way that stimulates the, the relationship itself. Just like I said, it is not out of place to marry from one religion to the other. What will be required is for the man or the woman, the one that converts, to convert one. Maybe the man will convert the woman, it is done, and they keep on uh, getting on with the relationship. But better still, would be best if the man and the woman are from the same religious belief. The last but not the least is unprecedented integrity. Yes, yes, this is paramount. If one is to get married, and the man you want to get married to, when he appears, people start getting at him. He does not command respect. His yes is not yes. When he says yes, it means no. So, and it's a thing that has gone around, that he or she has been known for that kind of behavior or character. A character that speaks volume negatively. I think it's advised, if one start noticing that in a relationship that is yet to blossom, the inherent quality should be that the man or woman must be of good integrity, that within and without is respected, and somebody that can be vouched for any day, anytime.